What if I told you that she was based off a very eccentric band that exists to this very day in real life? They're called 88 Kashojune, and yes, the stuff they do in lives is as crazy as Kikuri, I promise. Part 1. The Crazy Band. Hachi, the name of the band, directly references the Shikoku pilgrimage, a pilgrimage of 88 temples in Japan. It's comprised of 3 members, Margaret Hiroi, Katsuya Shimizu, and Kenzo. While the other 2 are a protagonist and a clown in their own right, today we will be focusing on Hiroi Margaret, the inspiration of Hiroi Kikuri. Margaret was born in Uwajime, Ehime, rural Japan. He's a guy, but I think he just really likes cross-dressing. So Kikuri's a femboy? He started playing the bass in junior high school and simply had a deep love for music, practicing until midnight and listening to music all night long, learning music software all the way up until high school. He loved it so much he would use to go to the studio of his favorite instrument manufacturer, make the order in person, and play the order-made bass right there and then. Records show that he soon went to Tokyo to pursue being a musician, and while he was from the same hometown as Kenzo, he met Katsuya when the man was studying at a vocational school, the 3 forming Hachi in 2006. Yes, 18 years ago. I'm so old. And that's mostly it. I could tell you stories of how their first performance had an audience of a grand total of 4 people, or how they performed in France of all places, but let's focus on this man, Hiroi's bloodline, because the stuff he does is wild. Part 2. Alcoholism and Authenticity. After reading through as many interviews as I could humanly find, I discovered that Kikuri is a scarily accurate portrayal of this man. Just like Sick Hack, the 3 play a genre called psychedelic rock. What is that, you may ask? Well, imagine how you feel when you're on LSD. No, seriously, that's what it actually officially is. And you can see it in the anime. Look at the flashing colors portrayed while Sick Hack is performing. And then you also have the alcohol. Like Kikuri, this man absolutely does not have a healthy relationship with alcohol. I am concerned. Almost every interview I could find, this man was talking about alcohol. There's throwing up all over the bed and pissing everyone off. There's alcohol days and nights in a row to disappear from this hateful world. There's alcohol mid-live on stage. There's, I hate alcohol, so I'm going to drink it day by day to rid it from this world. Everything is alcohol. But I think what truly sets this band apart is, like Kikuri, authenticity. In their almost decades of performing, not once did they concede what they truly wanted to do. Yes, they troll a lot. They call themselves a filial piety band, aka respect your parents band, as a gapmoe to even though Hiroi's mom jokingly called him disrespectful, Hiroi literally calls his audience Kisamara, aka you bastards, despite still using polite language other than this. Their lives are the definition of a good LSD trip, which I will get into a lot later. Speaking of LSD, I'm streaming Mario Party with my tsundere sister tomorrow on Twitch. Come follow. Putting all this aside, so many sources state the perverted level of skill and insane personal world you are brought into when watching a live by this band. Many say that they are at the level of pros, probably better than most pros, yet they've never actually had a major debut. They're still to this very day an indies band under their own label. There's much speculation onto why they do this, and much of it I personally see has to do with not needing to be corporate, not needing to follow strict guidelines, and actually doing whatever the hell you want to do on stage. Something they, and I would guess their audience, really appreciates. An extremely talented band that's a mess personally, but good at heart, extremely popular in the indies, and never expanded beyond that, remaining authentic the whole way. Kikuri's alive, bro. Go chase your alcoholic wife. They even have the same sun tattoo on their arm. Also, we have the Sabakan. Yes, this tiny sequence in the opening of Bocchi is a reference to their song, Mutsumetsu Torishina. Look at this beautiful can. And then we have the lives. Oh boy. Part 3. What even is this? I, unfortunately, personally have never been to one of Hachi's lives, but my best friend has, and so has many Japanese bloggers, so here's the info I gathered about their lives. You ready? So the three guys give crazy good performances, but also they were apparently trying to one-up each other. Like Katsuya, the prodigy, was flexing his guitar skills the whole live, so Hiroi just did this playing the bass behind his back thing. But then halfway through the live, Katsuya literally pulled a bocchi and his guitar string snapped mid-live. The true protagonist experience, you cannot make this up. And then you have Kenzo just there playing drums on stage half naked. The energy of the live was insanely high, with Hiroi catering to the fans so much, going off stage to high-five everyone, including the ones at the back, but then his bass got wrapped around one of the pillars in the venue, so he gave up. And then, your favorite, alcohol. Hiroi was chugging a huge bottle of sake, gin? I don't know, but it's alcohol, in between songs. Then just continued to play like a pro, like absolutely nothing ever happened. Another Tuesday for Hiroi, and finally, by the end of the live, they played Kindo Nichi and got the audience to sing part of the chorus. Then Hiroi just changed the other half of the chorus to random stuff. This is the level of crazy energy you should expect from one of their lives. But while many others have had similar accounts of their chaotic concerts, there was a side of them I found very special. See, there was one of the lives where Hiroi talked about the importance of filial piety, not in a condescending old adults looking down at the young tone like many adults, but a serious talk about how parents don't get in the way of their children's lives, how their music stems from filial piety and helping people was super cool. I don't know, there's some whiplash gap moe from a psychedelic rock band with a whole rebellious vibe, giving such a sweet talk and motive. It's great. Their filial piety is not just a trolling thing, it's also an actual serious stem of their motivation. And I mean, it's just a guess, but it seems Hiroi himself is quite close to his mother from the joking remarks she could make and all. It's honestly an inspiration to see. And then he just went back to yapping about random stuff in the MCs, like Japanese and overseas festivals and Japanese history and folklore. Yes, in the psychedelic rock live. Oh, but the chaos doesn't end here. We have part 4, Pilgrim the Mascot. If you would give me your attention for a second, please look at this thing. What is it? No, seriously, what is it? Is it an egg? A human? A Kirby? What is it? Nina's disciple? Why is it flipping me off? Designed by animator Takashi Taniguchi, this thing called Pilgrim is the mascot of Hachihachi and the face of not just their albums and channels, but also what they show in some of their MVs. I didn't think it was possible for someone other than Hachama to create psychological horror on this level, but what the I'm not gonna claim to understand the message behind what's going on, but I can feel a mix of artistic creativity and abstract horror, kind of like the witches in Madoka Magica, and it's impressive. By the way, if you want merch of this thing, it's right there, bro. You better watch your back when you sleep. And then you have this. I actually found some interesting info regarding the keychains of Pilgrim. This was way back in 2013, 7 years after forming Hachihachi. Apparently, the band was decently popular, but they never tried to blow up. They never even showed the title or jackets of their albums until literally right before release. And while even tiny unknown bands would try to sell merch like t-shirts and can badges, the only thing they sold were these weird-ass keychains. And about the metamorphic album covers, Hiroi himself even said, "I didn't really know if this was okay, but my judgment doesn't really matter," and release the album. It's just my speculation, but what this keychain and Hiroi's attitude implies is they never tried to sell themselves. Fame was never their goal. They just wanted to create something they like because they like it. This is what I meant by authenticity. They never sold out to agencies to boost their fame like so many other bands. Not that there's anything wrong with it. They play for themselves. This kind of drunk behavior on stage, going down to high-five fans, the random shticks, this would never fly in corporate Japan. So they stayed in their indie circle, growing steadily from there. Their music, their message may not reach a huge audience, but to the people that do connect, it will hit hard. I believe that this level of authenticity for the soul of music is why they were chosen as the basis of the band that would come to mentor Kessoku Bando into greatness.